Assalamu alaikum. I'm Luqman 𝐬𝐲𝐬 and this is 𝐬𝐲𝐬 Academy. In today's episode, inshallah, we will discuss the different shapes of the last connected letter, alhamdulillah, which is the letter ya. Whether it will be with dots or without, okay? And we will know the difference between them. So, stay tuned.
𝐬𝐲𝐬 Academy.
This is just to remind you that we are explaining using Al-Minhaj book, the official book of 𝐬𝐲𝐬 Academy. So the last letter we have today of the connected letters, which is the letter ya. So these are the four forms we will discuss of the letter ya today, as always. So this is letter ya. As you can see, this shape is the isolated form of the letter ya, and this is the initial form of the letter ya. So this is the isolated form. So like semicircle, this part like semicircle, so it will be flapped like this, okay? And take care to read it a letter B, because it looks like letter B. But what is the difference? Letter ya has two dots, but letter B has just one dot, okay? I see this because I heard one of my students before read this like B, okay? So it might be confusing because the dots, letter ya has two dots and letter B has just one dot, okay? So consider about the dots because it might be confusing. What about the middle form? Okay, the same of the initial form but with a line before, okay? And it also again looks like letter B because letter B the same with one dot. So letter B one dot, letter B one, yeah, two, okay? So letter B, you can say letter B is one dot, just one dot becomes it comes first, so first means one, and letter ya because it comes in the end, so it's two, not one, okay? You can make it like this. So this is the middle form. And what about the final form of the letter ya? This is the final form of the letter ya. So the final form is the letter ya is super easy. Why? Because it looks like the isolated form but just with this line before. But what might be confusing the initial and the middle form. Why? Because of the letter B. Okay, letter B looks like them but just with one dot, but we say B one dot because it's the beginning, it's just the second letter, but yeah, because it comes at the end, it's two letters, because the first letter B, it's the first, means one, first letter, one dot, okay? So let's take examples of these forms. 𝐿-𝐷, as you can see al-ya in the initial form. So don't read this 𝐵-𝐷. No, this is wrong. This is ya. 𝐿-𝐷. Don't read it like B. Okay? So sorry. In the middle form بيت, as you can see, don't read it like ببت. Here al-ba, as you can see, one dot and al-ya two dots. So it's بيت. Okay, I think this is a good example. Okay, and last example is يفي. As you can see, is not confusing at all. Okay, so here a very important point. Now we said something about the dots below al-ya, and I told you make sure that you read it like ya if you saw two dots, not ba, because al-ba has one dot or two dots. What if we removed all dots? Okay, so yeah, without any dots. Seriously, this might happen. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, without its dots. Really? Yes, it might happen, but how? And it will be read in the same way or not? This is what we'll discover now. So you will see sometimes yeah without its dots, okay, like this shape, yeah without its dot, okay. This is actually an alif. It will be pronounced like alif, okay. And this, so this is the first point, that it will be pronounced like alif, and this can only happen just at the end of the word. And this is the second point. So we have 2 points here, okay. Count them as 3 points. What are these 3 points? The first point, that al-ya can come without its dots. Seriously? Yes. Okay, this is the first point. As you can see this shape, al-ya without its dots. So you might ask, it will be read in the same way? This is the second point. No, it will be read like letter alif. Okay, this is the second point. The third point, it can come at the beginning, middle, or the end of the word. No, just at the end of the word. So these are the 3 points. So let's take examples. As you can see, al-ya doesn't have initial form, doesn't have middle form, just at the final form, as we said. Let's take examples. No example of the initial and no example of the middle, and the first example of the final form, as you can see, duha. This will be pronounced like alif, duha, not duhi. You know al-ya, we will drop the jaw, duhi. No, this is, we will not make this. We will say it like alif, duha, like alif. Why like alif? Because it doesn't have its dots. It will not be pronounced, for example, like this word yafi. As you see, this ya, yafi, e. This is ya, but duha, it's like alif. Why? Because it doesn't have its dots. So this is al-ya, the difference between al-ya that has its dots and the ha that doesn't. Okay, let's take the second example, which is tuqa. Okay, the same goes. It will be pronounced like alif. Tuqa, not tuqi. Tuqa. Okay, the last suda, not sudi. No, suda. Why it will be pronounced like alif? Because it doesn't have its dots. There is no dots here, there is no dots here, and there is no dots here. That will make them be pronounced like alif. Alhamdulillah, now we finished this letter, al-ya, whether with dots or without, and we finished the connected letters with all shapes. So alhamdulillah. So if you have any question or if you don't understand any point, just let me know in the comment section below, and inshallah in the next episode we will start the first group of this curricula, which is al-harakat. So be prepared, and subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Now we came to the end of this episode. So if you want to follow up the next episodes, consider subscribing. Also, if you want a qualified Quran tutor, whether for yourself or your kids, we are providing online Quran classes. Don't forget to check out our app. See you inshallah in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.
Shaykhi Academy. Learn and enjoy.